Hi there, I'm Josef Bodnar. Welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial has the goal to talk about the structure of a website. I intend to start a series of tutorials regard to web development. As I told you, the goal of this tutorial is about the structure of a website. A very good idea to understand very well the structure of a website is to go effectively on a website and to talk there about the structure of a website. Therefore, I launched this Chrome browser. I use this Google Chrome browser because it's got a very good tool named Inspect, which will help us to understand the structure of a website. So I'm going to type here in Google Box Wikipedia, for example. And here let's select this with a left click. And this will lead me on this main web page of Wikipedia. Here right click and select Inspect, which will divide the browser in two. On the left side, as you can see, we have the main page of Wikipedia, and on the right side is this Inspect tool, which contain the code behind this web page. But as this looks now, is a very good way to visualize the elements which a web page is made up. So each web page is made up by these four elements: doc type, HTML, head, and body. Let's start with the first element, namely doc type. This refers to the type, to the document type which web page is made up. Here is this HTML. This means this web page is made up, is done by HTML. By the way, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. There are other versions of HTML and XHTML. The latest version of HTML is HTML5. If this HTML, which appear by this element doc type, will be replaced by XHTML, this means that this web page would be made by XHTML and not HTML. Let's go further. Another element of a web page structure is this HTML, which is the first thing what maybe you have noticed. This HTML element is made up by two tags. This is a open tag, and another one is this closed tag. The closed tag is got extra this backslash. A tag is made up by two angular brackets, as you can see, a open bracket and closed bracket on the right side, and inside of these brackets is placed either a text like here HTML, or could be just a letter like P, which refers to paragraph. Also inside the tag could be attribute, as you can see now for this element HTML. For example, this lang, which refers to multi-language because it's got this value mal surrounded by these double quotes. The next element of the structure of a website is this head. It's got two tags, a open tag and a closed tag, as you can see, the same as a HTML tag. I'm going to open this element, and I go further inside this head element, and the main thing what you have to keep in your mind is that each element which are placed inside head element does not appear on web page. They are working behind the web page, and they have a very big goal to make a web page to be understandable and to work properly, and they have a very important goal for such engine as well. For example, we have this metadata element, which with this attribute character set, which has this value UTF-8. This UTF-8 is an encoding standard which contains the most symbols and characters used around the world, and this metadata, which is machine parsable, together with this attribute character set, will help the browser to display the web page more understandable. Very important is this element title. Here we place usually the name of our web page, which should be very suggestive because they are searched by search engine like Google, Yahoo, Bing, and so on. Again, we have metadata with these two attributes, name, which has this value description, and another attribute content, where is placed the description of this web page. These are searched as well by search engine. Also, this metadata has another important attribute, keyword, where we can place keywords which are very important or suggestive for our web page, which will be searched by search engine, and the search engine will place our web page on the top of their web page. So keep in your mind these elements which are placed inside the head element has a very important aim for a search engine. As well, you will see here this element script. Inside this element would be placed JavaScript, which is important for animation, for dynamic of your website as well. Usually inside this head element you will place internal cascading style sheet, which refers to style and design of website. And the last element of the structure of a website is this body element, which contains as well two tags, a open tags body and a close tag body. As you can see, let's open this element, and this time each element which appears inside this body element will appear on the web page. For example, I selected this H1 element, which is a heading, and if you look over on the left side you will see the part highlighted, which is the part where H1 element appears on this web page. I go further and I selected this div element, and you can see, if you look over on the left side, you can see the part where this element appear on the web page, and so on. So that was all about the structure of a website. To resume, the structure of a website contains 4 elements, namely doc type, HTML, head, and body. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. I'm waiting for you to watch my other video tutorials, and maybe to follow this series of web development. See you next time.